The unexpected encounter in the jungle, the alien jungle, was hot, wet, and full of strange sounds. Jace wiped the sweat from his forehead as he moved carefully through the thick plants. His boots sank into the soft blue mud. Tall glowing trees stretched above him. The air smelled like something sweet and wild. He was alone, sent by Earth Command to explore this unknown area on planet Zahara. Jace didn't trust the silence. Something didn't feel right. "This place is too quiet," he whispered to himself, holding his scanner close. No birds, no bugs. Nothing. Suddenly his scanner beeped. Movement detected. 50 meters. He turned around, eyes scanning the dense leaves, but he saw nothing. Just vines, shadows, and a strange blue mist rolling over the ground. He stepped backward, his hand slowly reaching for his stun gun. A low, soft hiss broke the silence. He spun around. A figure stood there, half hidden behind the trees. She was tall, at least 6 feet, and her body shimmered like wet silver. She looked like a mix of a woman and something else. Something not human. Her hair was white and long, falling around her shoulders like silk. Her skin was smooth but scaled, and her eyes were big, glowing green. But the thing that made Jace freeze in place was her tail. Thick, long, and coiled around her like a snake ready to strike. His heart pounded. "Don't move," Jace said, raising his stun gun. The alien girl tilted her head slowly. She didn't look scared. In fact, she stepped forward, slowly, calmly, her silver toes sinking into the mud without a sound. "I don't want trouble," Jace warned. "Stay back." She didn't speak. She didn't stop either. Jace took one step back, but the vines behind him made it hard to escape. Then the unexpected happened. She stopped just a few feet away. Her tail uncurled slightly and touched the ground behind her. Then she slowly raised one hand and pointed at his chest. "You are not like others," she said softly, her voice light and musical but strange, like she was learning the words. As she spoke them, Jace blinked. "You speak English?" She nodded slowly. "I learned from humans long ago. You smell kind, soft." Jace didn't know what to say. His mind was still shouting danger, but her eyes didn't show violence. They showed curiosity, maybe even fear. She took another small step. Her tail moved again, this time brushing lightly against his leg. Jace froze. He thought she was going to squeeze him like a snake, crush him like a boa. But the tail didn't tighten. It simply rested there, warm, smooth, gentle. "What do you want?" he asked. She tilted her head again. "They want me dead." "You not hunter?" "No, I'm not here to hunt anything." She blinked. Her tail slowly wrapped around his hand, not hard, not tight, just enough to hold him. Then come. Danger is close, I show you. Jace's instincts told him to run, but something in her voice stopped him. Maybe it was the fear. Maybe it was the loneliness in her eyes. "Who are you?" he asked. "My name." "Hard to say in your voice," she said. "But you can call me Leary." "Leary," he repeated. "I'm Jace." She smiled, small, shy, and full of hidden pain. "Jace, come now." A loud sound echoed through the jungle. Not natural. Not animal. Something mechanical. Engines. Jace turned sharply. In the sky, through a gap in the trees, he saw lights, bright red and white, moving fast. "Hunters," Leary whispered. "They come. Why are they after you?" "Because I escape. Because I was not made to be free." Her words made no sense. But there was no time to ask. "Run?" Jace said. She nodded and pulled him gently with her tail. "Yes, this way." They ran through the jungle. Jace, the human explorer with too many questions, and Leary, the strange alien girl with a dangerous tail and a softer heart than he ever expected. As they disappeared into the trees, one thought burned in Jace's mind. He thought she would crush him like a boa. But instead, She was saving his life. Asterisk, the sound of engines faded behind them, but Leary didn't stop running. Her silver tail coiled around Jace's wrist as she led him deeper into the glowing jungle. Vines brushed against their faces, and strange bird-like creatures flew away as they passed. Jace's breath came hard. His legs ached, but he didn't ask her to slow down. Something in her face said stopping meant death. Finally, they reached a quiet, hidden clearing. The air smelled sweet here, filled with soft yellow light from giant flower bulbs hanging from the trees. Leary stopped and let go of Jace. She turned to face him. Her chest rose and fell quickly, and her green eyes watched him like she wasn't sure if he would bolt or fight. Jace bent down, resting his hands on his knees. "Who are those people chasing you?" She didn't answer right away. Instead, she moved to a smooth stone and sat down, wrapping her tail around her legs. "They are not people," she said finally. "They are ... collectors." Jace frowned. "Collectors?" "Yes," Leary said, looking up. "They steal things. Life forms, me ... My sisters. Others. They keep us in glass cages to show. To sell." Jace felt cold. "You were captured?" She nodded. "I escaped last week. They followed me ever since." Jace's mouth went dry. He looked around the jungle. "Then why? Stay here? Why not run further away?" "Because here is sacred ground. They do not step here. Not yet. The jungle protects sometimes." Her eyes narrowed. "But not forever." Jace sat down beside her. "You didn't have to help me." "Why did you?" She looked at him, confused. "You didn't shoot. You didn't scream. You didn't call them. Most humans do. But you ... froze. You looked scared, but not cruel. So I saved you." Jace smiled weakly. "I thought you were going to crush me." She blinked, then tilted her head. "Why do humans always fear touch?" "My people ... We speak with body. Tail is not for killing unless I must. It is part of comfort, warmth, kindness." He rubbed his wrist where her tail had touched. It didn't hurt. It felt ... safe. Leary stood and stepped closer to him. "You think I am strange?" "Yes," Jace said honestly. "But also ... amazing." Her eyes shimmered again. "You are strange too, but ... soft," Jace laughed. "That's the second time you called me soft." She nodded. "It is not bad. Soft means kind, safe." Jace's smile faded. "If they find you again, what will they do?" "Inject, chain, return to glass," she said quietly. "I was made to dance, to sing, to entertain. Not to think, but I escaped. I changed. I want life. Real life." Jace felt something heavy in his chest. "And now they want to erase that." "Yes," she whispered suddenly. The flowers above them dimmed. Leary looked up, alert. She pulled. Jace behind her. "They are near." Jace reached for his stun gun. "I can fight." She shook her head. "You fight loud. I hide quiet." She pushed him toward a small hole behind the roots of a giant tree. "Go, crawl in." "What about you?" "I'll come," she said. "But I must leave scent behind." "Trick them." Jace didn't like it. "Leary, they'll catch you." "I've done this before. I won't let them take me." He crawled into the hole, heart beating fast. Inside, it was dark and warm, smelling of damp earth and old roots. Outside, he heard her tail brushing the ground, cracking twigs, circling the area. She moved like she was still there, walking, running. Then silence. A moment later, she slid in beside him, breathing fast. "We wait." They sat in the silence, in the dark. So close their knees touched. "Why did you come here?" She asked quietly. Jace whispered, "I wanted to discover something new, something Earth hadn't touched yet." She nodded. "Then maybe ... you discovered me." He chuckled. "Maybe I did." She leaned against him softly, her tail curling around his boot, not to hold, but to be near. For the first time, Jace didn't feel fear. Not from her. The fear came from outside, from those who wanted to take her back. Those who couldn't understand her. And for the first time, he knew. He wouldn't leave her alone, even if it meant going against everything Earth Command had told him. The night passed slowly inside the tree root hideout. Jace didn't sleep much. The ground was hard, and every little sound outside made his heart race. Leary was calm, though. She sat beside him, her eyes half closed, like she had learned long ago how to stay still and silent when danger was near. When the first light touched the sky, the jungle lit up with soft colors. Strange birds called from the trees again. The danger seemed far away. But Jace knew better. "They'll be back," he whispered. Leary nodded. "They never stop. They smell power. I was special to them." Jace looked at her. "You're still special." She gave him a small smile, then moved aside so he could crawl out first. He stood and stretched. His body ached from lying in the cramped hole. Suddenly, a loud screech came from the sky. A mechanical bird-like drone flew above the treetops. It had blinking red eyes and humming wings. Leary's smile disappeared. Scout drone. "They found U.S." Jace's heart jumped. "We have to move." "No," she said quickly. "Run now, they chase." "We trick again." Before he could ask, she reached into a patch of thick moss and pulled out a small, sharp crystal with strange symbols on it. She stabbed it into the ground. "What's that?" "Old jungle tech," she said. "Makes scent go the wrong way." Few seconds later, the drone's red lights blinked rapidly and turned away. Flying toward the west, Jace stared at the crystal. "You have tech? My people once lived with the jungle. We are not weak, just forgotten." That made Jace think. Earth records had said this area was uninhabited. Clearly, they were wrong. They moved carefully again, deeper into the jungle. This time, Leary led him to a place where the trees grew tall and hollow like pipes. A soft sound echoed through them like wind chimes. The air was cool, and the ground firm. "This place is safe," she said, "for now." Jace looked around. "How do you know so much about the jungle?" Leary sat near the base of a glowing tree. "Because I was born here. Before they took me. I know its voice." Jace sat across from her. "So you're not just an experiment. You're native," she nodded. "Yes, my people were few, some taken. Some killed, some hid." He was quiet. Then he asked, "What do the hunters want from you now?" "Same thing they always wanted," she said softly. "Control. They see me not as a person, just a thing. To show. To own." Her voice cracked a little. She looked away. Jace felt anger grow inside him. "Then we stopped them, together." Leary blinked at him. "You would fight your own kind? They're not my kind. Not if they hurt you." She watched him closely, like she was searching for truth in his eyes. "You are not like others," she said. Jace smiled. "You said that already." She smiled too, but it didn't last long. From far away, they heard another sound. This time, it wasn't a drone. Footsteps. Heavy, metallic. Jace stood. "They're here." Leary whispered. "Only one path left now." She motioned toward a thin crack between two tall cliffs. The trees ended here. Beyond the crack, thick fog covered the ground. It looked dangerous. "What's that way?" Jace asked. She looked serious. "Ancient path. No hunter follows. They fear it. But you must trust." He hesitated. "Why do they fear it?" "It tests the heart," she said. Jace wasn't sure what that meant, but he didn't have a choice. Behind them, the sound of machines grew louder. "Let's go," he said. They slipped through the crack and into the mist. The air grew cold instantly. Jace shivered. He could barely see a few feet ahead. Leary stayed close to him. Her hand touched his back lightly. "Do Not lose me. I won't. As they walked, strange whispers filled the air. Jace couldn't understand them, words in no language he knew. But Leary seemed calm. The jungle remembers, she said. It watches. Jace felt something brush against his arm. He turned fast but saw nothing. Just mist. Just silence. They moved deeper, and suddenly, the path ended at a wide pool. The water was black and still. Leary looked at him. You step in, she said. Only you. I wait. Jace blinked. What? If you are true, she whispered. The water lets you pass. And if not? She didn't answer. Jace looked at the black surface. It scared him. But so did the sound of the hunters. Behind them, he stepped into the water. It was ice cold. Then something strange happened. The water glowed. And in it, he saw a reflection that wasn't just his body. He saw his choices. His fears. His heart. The pool was reading him. Behind him, Leary waited. Watching, hoping. What the jungle decided next would change everything. Jace stood knee-deep in the glowing black water. It was cold, but not painful. The surface shimmered like glass, and strange lights moved beneath it, green, blue, and purple, like stars swimming in the dark. He looked down. His reflection had changed, it wasn't just his face anymore. The water showed more memories, emotions, truths he never said out loud. He saw himself as a child, watching his parents argue. He saw the moment he first signed up for Earth Command, wanting to escape, to matter. He saw his anger when his reports were ignored, his loneliness during long missions, and his fear when he first saw Leary. But he also saw his choice, not to shoot her, not to run. And then he saw her. In chains, in a glass cage, crying without sound. He stepped back. Shaken. What is this? Leary's voice came softly from behind. The pool of truth. It shows what lives inside. It doesn't lie. The images faded as he stepped out of the water. His legs trembled. He felt exposed, like the jungle had read his soul. You are not weak, Leary said. You carry pain. But you did not let it make you cruel. Jace sat down on the mossy ground. I don't know what it means. It means, she said gently, the jungle accepts you. A soft breeze passed through the mist. The path ahead opened slightly, as if the trees were moving out of the way. They opened the path. She whispered. For you, that's rare. Jace looked at her. What about you? Have you done this before? She shook her head. No, my kind is of the jungle. It does not test us, only outsiders. He stood up again. Then let's keep going. They walked deeper through the mist, guided by the breeze and soft jungle sounds. The strange whispers from earlier were gone now, replaced by silence. After some time, the trees opened into another clearing. In the center stood a large stone structure covered in vines and glowing roots. It looked like a temple, half swallowed by the jungle. What is this place? Jace asked. A memory, Leary said softly. A place of my people. Before the collectors came. They stepped inside. The floor was smooth stone, cold underfoot. Faint symbols glowed on the walls. Leary touched them gently, like greeting an old friend. My mother sang here, she said, before they took her. Jace watched her closely. You don't talk much about your past, because it hurts, she said. But now, with you, I feel less afraid. He moved beside her. You're not alone now. She turned and looked at him. Her eyes were full of a soft light. You are not like the others. You see me, Jace nodded. Not as a thing. Not as a threat. Just you. She stepped closer. Her tail gently wrapped around his wrist, not tight, just resting there. Her scales were warm and smooth. Then a loud crack shattered the moment. Temple shook. They're here, Jace said. Outside. Lights cut through the trees, shouting, weapons charging. Leary grabbed his arm. We cannot fight. But maybe we don't have to. What do you mean? There is an old way, she said quickly. A bond, a ritual. If you join with me, the jungle will protect us both. Jace blinked. Join? Like marriage? Her cheeks glowed slightly. Yes, life bond. It is deep, ancient, sacred. He hesitated for a second, then nodded. Do it. She placed both hands on his chest. Her tail curled gently around his waist. Her eyes glowed bright green as she whispered something in her language. The jungle responded. The vines in the temple walls pulsed with light. The ground trembled softly. Outside, the air thickened. Mist poured in like smoke from above. They heard voices shouting, then coughing. The hunters couldn't see, couldn't breathe. The jungle was fighting back. Leary held Jace's hand. We are bonded now. You are one of us. He felt a strange energy in his chest, warm, powerful, like he had been accepted by something bigger than himself. Outside, machines crashed. Metal screeched, then silence. Leary looked up. They're gone. For now. Jace stared at her. You saved me again. No, she said. You saved me. When you chose to stay. They stood together in the glowing temple, surrounded by vines and soft light. The danger had passed for now. But both of them knew it wasn't over yet. Jace was no longer just an explorer. He was her bondmate, and the jungle's newest protector. The temple walls stopped glowing after a while. The jungle became quiet again, almost too quiet. Jace sat by the vine-covered entrance, still feeling the warmth in his chest from the ritual. His mind kept going back to Leary's words. We are bonded now. He looked at his hands. They looked the same. But inside, something had changed. He didn't feel like just a soldier anymore. He felt connected, not only to Leary but to this planet. The jungle didn't scare him now. It felt like it was breathing with him. Leary sat across from him, carefully cleaning a scratch on her leg with glowing moss. Are you all right? Jace asked. She nodded. It will heal. Jungle helps. He leaned back against a stone pillar. So, what now? Before she could answer, Jace's wrist device buzzed. He hadn't used it since he entered the jungle. The small screen lit up with a red symbol. Incoming transmission, Earth Command. Leary leaned forward, her tail curling tighter around her. Is that your leaders? Jace pressed a button. A rough voice filled the temple. Agent Jace Wilder. You have failed to report. In for 72 hours. Scanners show hostile activity near your location. Are you injured? He stayed silent. The voice continued, colder now. A drone has confirmed you're with a hostile native. This violates Contact Protocol 4. You are ordered to capture the alien and return to base immediately. Jace's hands clenched. She's not hostile. There was a pause. Do you need assistance, Agent Wilder? I'm not capturing anyone, Jace said firmly. She saved my life. Agent, this is your final warning. Surrender the native female, or we will extract you both by force. The signal cut. Jace lowered the device slowly. Leary's voice was soft. They want to take me? They don't understand, he said. They think you're dangerous. Her eyes dropped. I've heard that before. Jace stood and started pacing. They're sending a team. We have to move. No, she said, standing too. Running won't work anymore. The jungle helped once, but it cannot fight your whole world. Jace looked at her. Then we face them, together. You would stand against your own people? I already did when I didn't follow orders, he said. And now they want to take you like you're a tool, not a living being. I won't let that happen. Leary looked into his eyes. They will call you traitor. I don't care, Jace said. I care about you. She stepped closer, touching his chest again. Then we make a choice. We show them truth. How? Follow me. They left the temple. The jungle didn't hide them this time. It let them walk in silence through glowing trees and humming flowers. Soon they reached a high cliff where the fog rolled low and thick. Leary stopped. "This place shows everything," she whispered, "even to those in the sky." Jace's wrist buzzed again. A bright light shot down from above. Like a spotlight through the clouds, a shuttle hovered above them. Then came the voice. "Agent Wilder, this is your last chance. Detain the alien, now." Jace didn't move. Instead, he looked up into the beam of light. "Her name is Leary," he said clearly. "She is not your prisoner. She is free." The voice on the speaker paused. "You are under arrest." Then, metal cables dropped from the shuttle. Leary stepped in front of Jace, her arms spread. "You cannot take me. I am jungle-born." As the cables reached for her, something strange happened. The roots from the cliffside moved. Vines shot up and wrapped around the cables. Trees groaned. The ground shook. The shuttle jolted upward, trying to escape, but the jungle held tight. Sparks flew as the cables snapped. The ship's engine began to spin out of control. Jace pulled Leary down as a huge wind hit the cliff. The shuttle flew off balance, rising fast and disappearing into the clouds. Silence returned. Jace and Leary sat up slowly. The jungle had saved them again, but Leary looked worried. "They will return, with more, with fire." Jace looked toward the sky. "Then we'll be ready." Leary turned to him. "You are not just bonded now. You are one of us." "But jungle chose you." Jace nodded. "Then let's make them understand. I'll show Earth what you really are." She tilted her head. "And what is that?" He smiled. "Not a weapon, not a thing, but someone who deserves to be free." They stood together, wind brushing their faces. The bond between them was stronger now, not just emotional, but spiritual. Something ancient had awakened. And Earth Command had no idea what it was about to face. Jace didn't sleep that night. He sat beside Leary at the edge of the glowing cliff, watching the stars. The jungle was quiet, like it was holding its breath. Leary rested her head on his shoulder. Her tail gently wrapped around his ankle, not to trap, just to be close. "Will they return in the morning?" she asked softly. "They'll return before sunrise," Jace said. "Earth Command doesn't like being told no." Leary nodded. "You could still leave. You have the device. You could call for pickup." Jace turned his head and looked at her. "And leave you here? No chance." She smiled faintly. "Even if it means war, I don't care. If they want a war, they'll have to fight someone who knows all their rules." Leary reached up and touched the side of his face. "Then you must be careful. You are brave. But bravery breaks if it carries too much weight." Jace didn't answer. Instead, he opened a panel on his wrist device and began typing. "What are you doing?" Leary asked. "Sending a message." "To who?" "Everyone." He wrote quickly, fingers tapping on the small screen. "This is Agent Jace Wilder. I am no longer following Earth Command orders. They lied about this planet. They lied about the people here. I've bonded with someone you were told was dangerous. But she's not. She's kind. She saved me. And now I will protect her. The jungle is alive. It chooses. And it has chosen her and me. If you come here with chains, you'll be swallowed by roots. If you come with war, you'll find a force you don't understand. This is your warning. Leave us alone. To the people of Earth. Ask your leaders what they've been hiding." Jace pressed send. The message went to every channel his system could reach: military, news, and even civilian. He looked at Leary. "Now we wait." But they didn't wait long. An hour later, another shuttle arrived, this one twice as big, marked with red lights and the symbol that sent a chill down Jace's spine. The symbol of internal enforcement. Leary's tail tightened around his leg. "This one smells of fire." The shuttle hovered low. From beneath it dropped 6 soldiers in heavy black armor, weapons glowing blue. They spread out quickly, moving through the mist like machines. One of them stepped forward. His helmet opened to reveal a stern man with silver eyes and a cold mouth. Jace. "Wilder," he said, "you are under arrest for spreading false information and disobeying Earth Command orders." Jace stood tall. "It wasn't false. You bonded with an unauthorized species. She's not a species. She's Leary. She is a threat." Jace stepped forward. "She's a survivor of your cruelty." The officer's eyes narrowed. "You've gone native. You've lost your mind." "No," Jace said. "For the first time I see clearly." The officer raised a hand. "Remove the girl." Soldiers began moving forward, but the jungle did too. From the trees, long roots uncoiled like snakes. The ground cracked as vines shot up from below. One soldier was lifted into the air, struggling as branches wrapped around his body. The other soldiers opened fire, burning the vines, but more came. One soldier shouted, "The whole forest's moving." Jace stood beside Leary. "I told you. The jungle chooses. It doesn't like slavers." The officer growled, "Fall back." But it was too late. The jungle didn't stop this time. It moved like it was angry, like it had been silent for too long. One by one, the soldiers were pulled back to the shuttle, some crawling, others carried by their own teammates. Before they left, the officer glared at Jace. "You've started something you can't finish." Jace held Leary's hand. "We already finished it. You just didn't see the ending yet." The shuttle flew away, leaving behind only smoke and broken branches. Jace looked around. The forest began to calm. The mist faded. Strange glowing birds returned to the trees. Leary leaned against him. "They'll try again." "Yes," Jace said, "but now the truth is out." He tapped his device. Dozens of messages blinked on the screen. Some were angry, but many were from civilians, from people who believed him. People who had seen too much silence from Earth Command and were ready to ask questions. "They won't be able to hide anymore," Jace said. Leary smiled. "You are no longer just one man." He nodded. "Now I'm part of something bigger, something wild, something alive." The jungle around them moved gently, like it agreed. And far above on Earth, the world was waking up. 3 days passed. No new soldiers came. No more drones circled overhead. The jungle stayed quiet, but Jace knew the storm hadn't ended. Earth Command didn't forget rebellion, and he was now their symbol of it. He and Leary had moved deeper, into the heart of the jungle, into a place even she had never seen before. The trees were taller than towers, and soft glowing wind swept through the roots like whispers from the past. The vines no longer just moved when danger came, they moved to greet them, gently parting and opening paths wherever Leary stepped. Jace's message had gone further than he ever imagined. Across human colonies, people began questioning the official reports. Some called him a hero, others called him a traitor. But the noise kept growing. Leary could feel it too. "They speak your name," she said one night as they sat beside a deep spring that glowed with silver light. "Even the stars echo now." Jace stared into the water. "I never wanted to be famous. I just wanted to do the right thing." "You did," Leary whispered, "and the jungle agrees." Just then, a new sound filled the air, not a machine, not wind. A voice, human calling from the trees. Jace. He stood quickly. His hand moved to his weapon, but Leary held his arm. "Wait," she said. "This one feels different." A man stepped into the clearing. He wore Earth Command colors, but his armor was unarmed. He lifted both hands, showing he came in peace. "Jace Wilder," he said. "I'm Captain Oren. I was sent to speak, not to fight." Jace didn't move. Why would Command send peace now? "They didn't," Oren said. "Honestly, they lost control of the message. Too many people saw your broadcast. Too many questions are being asked. The Senate is listening now. You've started something they can't silence." Leary stepped beside Jace, and now they send a mouth instead of a knife. Captain Oren bowed slightly. You're not wrong. But I'm not here to trick you. I'm here to offer another way. Jace narrowed his eyes. Say it. Earth Command is under investigation. The Collector program is being exposed. All operations on Zahara have been paused. Jace raised an eyebrow. Paused is not stopped, but it's a beginning, Oren said. The Senate wants to send a council of peacekeepers to meet you. To meet her, on your terms. Leary looked at Jace. What does this mean? It means, Jace said slowly, they're scared of the truth. And now they're ready to talk because they can't hide anymore. Oren nodded. They want you. And the girl to return to orbit to speak directly to the galaxy, as equals. Leary's eyes softened. They would hear me? Yes, Oren said. And maybe others like you. Silence filled the clearing. Jace looked at Leary. This is your choice, not mine. Leary stepped forward. She stood in front of the captain, her head high, her voice steady. I will not wear chains. I will not dance in glass. You won't have to, he promised. We'll send a ship. No weapons. Just you and him, and anyone else you choose. Jace crossed his arms. What's the real reason they want her to speak? Oren hesitated. Because she's the first alien ever bonded with a human, and because the jungle chose her. Jace nodded. Then we'll come, but not alone. He looked around. We'll bring others, freeborns, escaped captives, anyone left hiding in the roots of your mistakes. Leary smiled. Let them see us not as monsters, but as life. 1 week later, the stars above Earth shimmered with light as the galaxy watched history happen. Jace stood beside Leary on the stage inside a giant dome. Representatives from a dozen worlds sat in silence, staring at the silver-skinned alien girl who once was hunted, caged, and nearly forgotten. Leary stepped forward and placed her hand over her heart. Her tail rested gently around Jace's leg. She spoke softly but clearly. My name is Leary of the Root Song. I was taken. I was owned. But now I am free. Not because someone gave me freedom, but because someone saw me as real. She looked at Jace, a human. The room was silent. Until one senator stood and clapped. Then another. Then the whole chamber. Outside, billions watched. And something changed. Not because of war. Not because of power. But because one human chose to protect instead of conquer. Because he thought the alien girl would squeeze him like a predator. But instead she opened her heart.